Hey guys, quick editor's note. Sean and I recorded this episode back in like the end of May, I think, and then something came up, and I just like Michael and I recorded. Maybe it was that really drunken recording we did, like literally the next night, and I totally forgot about it. Anyway, this episode's from a little while back. This is from before we knew that the new rulebook was coming out, so there's a little bit of like us at the start going, what the fuck? It's not been nothing in 12 months, son. What the hell? But yeah, the new rulebook is now out. I urge everyone to go and get that book. It's a 300-page fucking megatome. Really, really good. It's like I think the third iteration of the rules, you could call it, or no, third iteration. The original rules came out in those 4 books. Then they combined them into the gang book and the other and the rule book. And now this is like the third, the like comprehensive mega book. Has all the different alternate campaigns and things. I sound like a shill for Games Workshop, but whatever. I think that this book is like the culmination of all of our everyone's gaming and giving feedback online and sort of like playing every different fucking crazy option, playing running fucking insane campaigns and like giving Games Workshop sort of indirect feedback. I know some of the studio people definitely listen to the podcast, like Some City Radio, and others. Just jump on Facebook and or jump on Apple or something and search for Necromunda podcasts, and there's a bunch. But yeah. Go grab that rule book. It's got all of the... at the start of it, there's fluff as well. I think there's at least like 50 pages of fluff that goes through and like nice big timeline. So go grab that. Now, this episode, Sean and I are basically talking about the PDF that came out with the more exotic items for the trading post, and we go through them, including the craziest item, which I think is the Draconic Scales, which will be like, if someone gets that, holy shit, how do you put them in the ground? But yeah, so check it out. Big rule book is out now for Necromunda. Anyway, on with the show.
Necromunda First Shot.
Alright, welcome to Necromunda First Shot 18. It's good to be back in recording about Necromunda. It has been a while. Now joining me via the internet is Sean from Quartermaster. How are you, Sean?
I am well, thank you for having me.
Good, excellent. And Liam is on his way to join us at some point. You may run into Ash Nomads and get fucking shot with a, what are they? What is that special thing called? The
blast rifle.
Yeah, blast rifle. Might get blasted by a blast rifle. But yeah, he'll join us if he can. So, so we haven't recorded much Necromunda talk for a while. I think like definitely from my end, there's been a lot of 30k stuff to get my head around. And definitely like Michael and I have been cranking out the games and stuff and looking at all that sort of thing. We've been playing a bit of 30k instead of Necromunda on Thursday nights as well.
There's been a bit of a downturn in attendance to our usual Necromunda events. So I think there's a bit of competition for people's attention going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it's definitely like pedal to the metal, as they say. Ironically, it was pedal to the metal. It's pedal to the metal until we hit the ash waste, and then it's sort of like slowed down. The whole ash waste thing seems to have like slowed down quite a bit. I was just looking the other day on my Facebook and the Necromunda groups, and there's a couple of like really big ones like Necromunda Worldwide, for example. And if you scroll through, like no one's actually playing like ash waste stuff. Well, there's very little. On Instagram, mostly I just see normal Necromunda games and normal Necromunda stuff going on. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I do see a few people like posting pictures of vehicles and stuff, but not any like reports of vehicles actually being used in games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I know some people now that we're back recording Necromunda stuff, I do want to speak to our Canadian friends who we had on and talked about one of their first campaigns that they ran. They've run a vehicle-centric campaign, so I'm definitely keen to get them on to talk about it. In our group, there's a bunch of people who are just straight up like, vehicles dumb. I don't want vehicles. There's some of us who are just like, yeah, I don't really care either way. And then there's another group of people who are just like, well, until they get rules for all their houses, then I don't want to play. So I think maybe...
Don't want to invest too much in like a vehicle and then the new hotness comes out that renders it obsolete.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's nothing worse than that. However, when it comes to people choosing what models they're going to buy, they are very expensive. It is an expensive hobby. So I can definitely, fair enough, see people going, well, I don't want to play it until I get my special Delac fucking, lizard, fish speeder or whatever, like a, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I think it's tricky because like,
fish in a sphere.
I think there's a few people that have got multiple gangs, right? Because it's pretty easy to go, oh cool, I'll just drop like whatever it is on a box of dudes and then that's like a gang.
Yeah.
But then you're sort of asking people to buy a vehicle again that isn't even used in all of the games for a campaign. And there's a good chance that you don't even roll up a scenario that needs a vehicle the entire campaign. So it's kind of a tall order, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, and it seems to really slowed everything down, like, as well as, and I, before the show, actually did some homework, and I went to Goonhammer, and then I went to see their reviews of the last two Aranthian Succession books, because they always drop them exactly a week out. I guess because that's what they're, like the, what they got? What's that thing called?
Embargo dropped.
Yeah, they're embargo, when they're unembargoed. Finally, isn't it good when you finally get unembargoed and you could take a great big, Aranthian Succession. But anyway, so Aranthian Succession, Aranthian Succession, Cinderak Burning. That was the first one, right? Mm-hmm. And that had okay. So that came out September 17, 2022. So it's been, what's that? September, October, November, December, and then plus another 5 months. It's been almost 9 months. It's been a while. And then what else have we got? And then the next one, April 1st, we got the Aranthian Succession Vaults of Temennos. I haven't even read this one, so I'll tell you what. I've bought basically every single one of these Necromunda books as they come out on iTunes. I bought the first Cinderak one, and there was literally I don't know, there's a few rules in there, like the custom vehicles and all that sort of shit, right? This next one, I looked at the thing. I didn't bother buying this one. This is the first Necromunda book that I haven't bought because I was just like, I don't think there's anything in there that I need, right? The fuck?
Yeah, well, this one, I think the second one actually probably has more in for general purpose games than the first one did.
Really?
The first one, for certain mileage. I guess the main thing it's got, they've both got campaigns in, and the campaigns are kind of interesting. The second one's got rules for crusading gangs, where you choose a saint that your gang is following, and you get some extremely minor bonuses.
Okay, that sounds
which is kind of cool, but again, they are extremely minor bonuses.
Yeah. But being able to cool. display my creds as a religious gang, though, ooh yeah, because that's the only thing that Gemtown Murder has lacked is being extremely devout, as well as into the gymming and tanning and murder, and roids.
Okay,
so I should go and look up this book. Maybe I should go.
Well, the other thing it's got is rules for allying with the Imperial House, which they have been sizzling for basically since book one. That if you have an alliance with the Imperial House, and there was never rules for it. Well, now there are, but it's in that book. So,
what is it going?
Those two things alone are more content for every gang than was in the first book, kind of.
Yeah. If you're not going to use vehicles, if you're not into vehicles, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so basically the way to look at it is Cinderac is all the vehicle shit, and that's got the custom vehicle rules. It's got the it's got the vehicle rules. It's got the custom vehicle rules. It doesn't have.
No. That's in the Book of the Outlands, which is another book.
Oh, that's in the Book of Outlands. So what? Wait, whoa.
Yeah,
okay, so what the fuck? So what's in Cinderac then? Holy shit! See, this is confusing. Like none of
is like mostly fluff. Maybe it does have the vehicle rules as well, but it's mostly got the Escher and Goliath vehicle rules.
Oh, maybe that's why I didn't bother buying the next one. Yeah, I think I bought this one. Oh, yeah. Okay, now, yeah, okay. I'm back up to speed. Holy shit, man. It's been a while. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, this book...
You need diagrams for this shit.
Yeah, Cinderac Burning is why I didn't buy Aranthian, is why I didn't buy the next one. Because I bought this one, and I'm like, there's nothing in it. Like, I couldn't really use any shit out of it, so... But you're saying the next one is actually better. Okay, so maybe I'll go and get that one.
Well, maybe I'm not necessarily saying to rush out and buy it, but it probably, yeah, it's got slightly... I was slightly more impressed with the content, but it's still not heaps of stuff. It's like 3 pages total, maybe, of stuff that is interesting. It does have, like, it's also got the rules for, like, vehicle stuff for Cawdor, and it's got the new Enforcer big robot rules.
Oh, yeah, right. It's got the little runny leg things for the counter.
Yeah, it's got them.
Okay. Yeah, so man, it's all a mess. Like I haven't gone out of my way to follow what's going on because of, but you know, like I am interested in Necromunda, and even I'm just like, yeah. Like,
well, I think that's where they kind of messed up. I think because the Ash Waste campaign, like I'm keen to run an Ash Waste campaign, but it's actually the only way. Like the rules for it were only in the big box set, and not everyone bought the big box set. Yeah. So you sort of have to explain to everyone what the rules of the campaign are, and it's a bit of a chore. And
it is $500. That set
rules are in a separate book.
Yeah, dude, that set is $500 too. If you don't want that terrain, and I don't want the terrain, like $500 for just a rule book and some models that I'd have to sell, like fucking, that's out of control. That book isn't available electronically as well, which is really fucking annoying. So basically, if you do want to play that, the only way you can do that is illegally, I guess. Well, not even legally, but whatever. Semi-legally. Check your region. Yeah. Don't go and do it in like fucking China or something.
That Ash Waste campaign is actually really cool, but
yeah.
So like I feel like even if they just made that available for free, people would read it and go, "Oh shit, yeah, I'm gonna get some vehicles just because this campaign's awesome."
Yeah. Release that PDF for free for sure, or just even charge fucking $40 or whatever it costs on Apple. Like, and so I've managed to get I think who bought it? Did Randy buy it or Jeff or someone like that? Well, some of the people in our group sort of brought the book in, and we've sort of like looked through those rules, and they seem really cool. Like, how many missions are in there? There's like 20 missions or something. Like, it's an insane number of missions, different new missions and shit for vehicles and stuff. But $500 just to get that book, and someone in your group has to get it. It's there's not enough shit in that box for you to go 5 ways with your group, you know? Like, I get like 2 crickets and 1 guy.
Yeah, if there was one thing that we could blame the downturn of interest in Necromunda, and it would be that.
Yeah,
I think, because I don't think it's necessarily vehicles itself. It's just the like weirdness of how you can't get all the information in one go.
The set is meant like everyone wants that for vehicles, and there's only 2 little quad bikes in it as well. That's another fucking insane thing about it. Like, it's meant to be starting Ash Waste. Everyone wants cars, and it's literally like guys with rags, some giant crickets, 2 cars, and the rest is just like some more footmen. Like, the fuck? It's just it's a very I don't know. Whatever. Like, who knows what sort of internal politicking and fucking, you know, back scratching and stuff went on behind the scenes for them to come up with this thing. But yeah, I would say definitely it's definitely like killed the hobby. Like, I feel quite a bit. And a lot of the Necromunda
I think it was a shame too, because it seemed like the hobby was going strong, so that's why they sort of committed to doing this multiple book campaign thing.
Yeah.
For the, and then bringing out the Ashway stuff beforehand sort of like stumbled, and then everyone's like, I don't know about this anymore.
Yeah, like those books are good. Like,
for them.
Yeah, there's a ton of story and stuff in those books, but when it comes to value, like I've been collecting, like gaming supplements for fucking years, and something like a D&D book is around the same size, but like a D&D book just has so much more value because it has playable shit. Like, there might be a story and lots of fluff and shit, but there's always just pages and pages of actual rules you can use in the game. Whereas this is just sort of like stuff that like, So I don't want to be. Right. Yeah, it just feels like I listen to all the Necromunda podcasts, and even they like have slowed right down as well. Like obviously, other than us, there's like a bunch of other ones, but yeah, even they've slowed their output. The groups seem to be down as well. I don't know. Like, do we know how? Is there still a road map for Necromunda? Do we know how many more seasons of fucking?
I don't know. No, I don't. Well, I didn't announce anything in that recent one, as far as I'm aware.
Where's this
Warhammer Fest?
Does the storyline just end?
In terms of road
map? Is there a cliffhanger ending or anything? Because there's going to be at least one more book,
I haven't
right?
read the story.
Yeah, there's going to be one book.
Well, yeah, I wonder. It kind of makes sense to have it as a trilogy, and that'd be like, if they intended any more than that, then they probably would say, let's just make it a trilogy anyway.
All right, here's my prediction. The last book, the Delac come in and just cut everyone's throats, and then they introduce Delac fish speeders and all that sort of shit, and then just boom.
So they've already released the rules for Delac vehicle drivers in a PDF.
So you can put them in just custom vehicles.
So I wonder if they're not going to get anything. So that means the only gang that doesn't have a vehicle, like a unique vehicle driving dude, a crew, is Van Sar. So
they'll get a special vehicle, surely.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It seems weird that they dropped their rules in a PDF for it. But who knows?
Well, I guess you don't need vehicles when you can just unleash a fleet of Pisky inspectors.
I think, the Ash Waste doesn't seem like the most Delac-y sort of area of interest. But
maybe. I don't know. I think they'll all get vehicles. I think there'll be a Delac vehicle for sure. And that's what will be in the last book. Like, Van Sar and Delac will like work together and fuck everyone over, and then it'll just all go back to like all go back to how it was before.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So what's that? April. So September through to April. Oh man, that means we're waiting so long if that pattern continues. Interesting. All right. Well, I don't know. It's good to catalog like what's going on in the hobby, so people listening back to this in like 10 years' time can be like, "Whoa! Can't believe how shambolic it was at the start." What, it was a $500 set? Holy shit! Can't believe they were only charging $500 for starter sets back then. But yeah, so since we recorded last, which would have been fucking ages ago, and I looked it up just before, and I can see that it was here we go, fast shot, so it was April 2022, so it's been almost a year since we've recorded anything. Oh, there was a Road Town Chronicles, so there was Necromunda content last year up until August. I'm just looking through our feed. So, obviously in that time, these two books have dropped. A bunch more sort of just like cards and dice and all that sort of shit's dropped. The Sanctioner Pattern Automata has dropped for the Enforcers, which is kind of cool. It's like a Ambot, but for bashing down doors. Smashing down doors and webbing people. Looks like you can have like a web launcher on one, which is fucking pretty cool. Those Caldor Ridgewalkers came out, and then it looks like as far as products, it looks like they've just busted out.
There's been a few like Forge World releases for like a bunch of hangers on and stuff, and a bunch of like special characters from the campaigns.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
come out.
Yeah. Yeah. So
they are still like dripping things here and there.
Yeah, at a future point, we might go through and actually cover these books. Like, maybe when the third one comes out, we'll just cover them all at once, because we're so far behind on just covering like the gang books and shit like that. Not that anyone's like that we have to cover anything, obviously. Like, that's crazy. But it is. I think it's interesting just to talk about this stuff. And just like
I think we've got to wait for the embargo to be up, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, maybe we'll do all three at once. But yeah, ton of stuff. Those Cargo 8s came out. The Cargo 8 Ridge Hauler. Huge big plastic kit. A lot of people went fucking crazy with those, which is good to see. I know they also put them in the militia list as well for 30k. So Cargo 8 Ridge Hauler, just fucking swooping in to establish itself in the lore 10,000 years before the current. Before it's even in Necromunda, so boom, can't get it out now. It's in the fluff from 10,000 years ago. There's and then it looks like there's some the Prometheum Cargo 8 trailer, which is $105. Yeah, so I saw like I think like those ridge haulers, people like they got a ton of ridge haulers sent out to all the stockers and stuff. I know Gab Games over here in Brisbane like had a sale on ridge haulers, because they're flooding the market with ridge haulers. But yeah, cool. All right, well, fuck, that's it. I guess we're caught up. There's did we talk about the Book of the Outlands? That must have come out? We haven't covered that.
No,
I don't think we've covered.
Maybe we haven't.
I don't think we've even talked about the dwarfs and shit. Alright, well, we're gonna have to get onto like a regular schedule and fucking cover all this shit, because there's so much stuff. Just that Book of the Outlands has like 2 whole new gangs in there. That was the last of the sort of like the non Cinderak, Aranthian thing. So. Alright, cool. So now tonight we're going to cover the as a sort of part of the, I don't know what's it called, like part of the Cinderak, or part of the Aranthian succession thing. There's these Apocrypha Necromundas that come out as well. So I know if anyone, lots of people who listen to this channel listen to 30k show. They know that the exemplary battles that they were bringing out for 30k. Basically, an Apocrypha Necromunda is kind of like an exemplary battle, but for Necromunda. So it usually has some extra rules, some free shit, extra mission that you can play. Now this one, which we're going to talk about tonight, the Apocrypha Necromunda Blood in the Spire. This one has just a whole bunch of like extra shit in there as well, for the that you can add into your black market. So it's called the Spire Black Market. So we're going to talk about that. Guess we can just fucking crack into these. Have you been keeping up on these? Apocrypha Necromundas?
Yeah, I've been checking them out as they come along. Whenever I notice that there's a new one.
I feel like this is definitely this is definitely the most like, oh yeah, this is fucking so good. One.
Yeah, there's been some interesting one. There's one with a psychic ogre that you could have as a brute. There was one that I think the most recent one has got like extra rules for Ashwaste nomads, where they can do essentially like pull on their spirits to get extra abilities and stuff.
Yeah, ash spirits.
That's kind of cool. There was a Delac one with where they had the crew rules for the Delac crew, and something else. I can't remember. yeah, there's been some cool stuff.
Yeah. I think like one of those apocrypha Necromundas that had the list for for the Bad Zone enforcers, or was that just like a free gang thing that they just dropped at some point?
I think that was a White Dwarf thing.
Oh, it was White Dwarf. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was a White Dwarf thing. Oh man, there's so many parts to this game. All right.
So many sources to get your gaming information from.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they gave out this for free via PDF rather than putting this in a White Dwarf, because it would have been a total pain in the ass having to go and try and find one of these. Okay, so let's talk about this one. Have you read the story? I haven't read the story. I haven't read the Blood and the Spire story.
No.
No, I'm sure it's like something to do with the Hive. I
usually only read the stories if you say, "Oh, the story's so good, you got to read it." No.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay,
yeah. Read it, then I won't read it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to fucking read it now. But there is one bit like at the end of the story, like the last paragraph of the story. This chick like gets a spear and throws a spear into someone and kills him with a spear. However, guess what? No rules for spears anywhere in this like PDF. Are there rules for spears in the game outside of expansions such as Necromunda?
Not a throwing spear. It's just like
even
star weapons, but not.
Yeah, no, just jabbing spear.
No.
Or even throwing spear. Yeah. Weird. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a character. Maybe there's some sort of special character who has like a spear somewhere in their rules. Whatever. Anyway, so let's talk about this Spire Black Market. So. These are items that are just like super fucking ridiculous, or meant to be super fucking ridiculous. A lot of them, I think the rarity starts at like 11 or something like that. So the rarity starts at 10, which isn't too bad, but it very quickly goes up. And I think there's a rarity 16 on there towards the end. And then a couple of things that like the draconic scales that I hope Steve in our campaign never ever hears about.
Yeah, well, these are the sort of tools that I would use to break Steve's campaign, but unfortunately he's been really limiting on the stuff we can actually buy from trading posts.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Oh, we should mention as well. Yeah, we're currently playing a campaign called Bottleneck that Steve is the game tyrant for, and it's just like it's pretty unhinged. Like I can only make it every second night. But like every time I've shown up, it's just been basically just like hunting civilians for sport and trying to steal children and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just like some totally insane shit. And he's painted like a whole another gang that he can use as just like, you know, assholes in his campaign called Scavvy. So he's made a whole like separate Scavvy gang just to harass us with as well. So yeah, it's going pretty well. It's going exactly how you would imagine like a Steve campaign would go, which is pretty good. Yeah. So these items, if you've got some sort of like campaign, or some sort of ongoing campaign problem where people are abusing items, these are not going to help. Or maybe they do help. Maybe a game master uses them to counter people who have really harsh shit. In any case, these things are like super fucking crazy. Like, well, let's just fucking start going through them, I guess. So.
Well, yeah, I think the thing I would add is that like there's a lot of I guess if you're playing the campaigns out of the book, you end up just amassing heaps of creds, and you're just like, oh, what can I spend all this money on? These are great things to just waste money on because they're very expensive, and a lot of them sound pretty fun, and this is for you.
Yeah, especially that last game in a campaign, you know, where you've got a whole pile of cash, and you're just like, oh man, it's just gonna go to waste otherwise. And you've got, you know, maybe you've got like, maybe you convert up like a special model. And equip them with something like this for that last game in a campaign. I think that's when you really want them. But I mean, as we go through them, we'll we can discuss. So, number one is a thing called an Archeo dueling pistol. So this is 120 creds and rare 13. And the stats for it, so it's short, range is 6 inches with +2 to hit, which is pretty crazy. Long range is 16. It's strength 5, AP -2, damage 2, ammo 4 blast, which is decent for an exotic weapon. And then it's got pulverized, rending, and sidearm. So the rending is if you roll a 6 to wound, you'll be doing an extra damage. So you could get, what's that, damage 3 potentially at strength 5 -2.
Yep.
Which is pretty fucking insane. It's only 120 creds.
I think.
Well, sorry, I say only 120 creds, but that is the cost of like most heavy weapons now. The difference between having that and having like a plasma pistol or dual plasma pistols or something like that.
I think that's the thing, is that it's just a normal plasma pistol is usually like 50 creds. This is, you're getting an extra -1 AP, you're getting an extra on the AP. You're getting pulverized and rending, and you are getting better short, like plus to hit at short range. So it is better, but is it that much better than a plasma pistol? I don't know.
Well, you can fire it with it. You don't have to. You don't have to go like maximal to get. I guess maximal will do 3.
Well, this is like the stats of like non-maximal are like 5 -1 2 damage. So I guess the ammo 4+ is pretty good. That you definitely don't have with the plasma pistol.
You can also, you can also mastercraft as well, just for add it. You'd think an Archaeotech pistol would be mastercrafted, wouldn't you? But anyway, you can mastercraft it as well, just to blow it, throw a few extra points away. Put some.
It'll cost you an extra 30 creds or something. It's like a quarter of the cost.
So it's more of like this to me is something you can just buy any time and people wouldn't be that upset, right?
Yeah, you're putting a lot of money into it.
It's way more expensive than a plasma pistol. When you get a good wound, like a 6 to wound, you're just gonna fucking do 3 damage, and that's like being hit with a plasma cannon. Boom.
Yeah. Well, it's also got pulverize, which is gonna do a bit of extra.
Oh, pulverize as well. Yeah. So when you do, when you do 3 damage to like a single wound guy, and then you roll like 3 flesh wounds. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I guess Yeah.
I mean, there's options.
But then again, you hit an ogre, and the last thing you want to do, you do 3 wounds to an ogre, and you roll 1 dice, and you roll a fucking flesh wound. There's nothing worse than that. So being able to then roll that pulverized and have a chance of, hitting it to a downed is pretty. Yeah, that's where it comes in. Yeah, for putting down heavy shit, I guess.
Yeah, it's still a small chance, but it's cool.
Also, no ammo types as well. There's no like special ammo types for it, unfortunately.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Do you think this is like an Archeo pistol from 30k? Archaeotech. What are they called? Did I call it the wrong name?
An Architect pistol.
Architect pistol, yeah.
I guess so. Architect pistol in 30k, it's like rending 3+ though, which is like pretty fucking crazy. But then again, that's similar to doing 3 damage to a fucking dude. I guess maybe it's just the neg. Yeah, you would. I would have thought an Architect pistol would have better penetration, maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what we thought about plasma pistols as well.
Yeah, that's true.
They work in 30k too.
That's true.
Can you read out the flavor, the fluff for it?
Oh, yeah. Do you want to read it?
Yeah, sure. A relic of a lost age, Archeo dueling pistols look more like ancient black powder weapons than anything that could pose a serious threat to one's enemies, though they have the power to put down an ambot with a single shot.
So someone's just like, hey, put the pistol down, Grandpa, and then you just like, boom, just like blast right through the whole chest.
Yeah. So there are some cool like character models that have sort of ornate pistols that don't really, like, I'm thinking like some of those ones from Blackstone Fortress.
Arcturus fucking Pontius the Third or whatever his bloody name is.
Like they've got some pretty cool pistols that, you could totally do this for.
Yeah, rare 13 there. But not illegal. So
not illegal.
Yeah, something to work towards. I know. Yeah, the 120 points is like, but then, this is something you can buy anytime, and it'll make. And imagine if you're a gunfighter with two of them, 240 points.
240 points worth of pistols.
Yeah, with the pistols. It would be cool to have like, Architech, dueling. What is really good for it is if someone's in fucking heavy cover, and you just move up within 6 inches of them because they're in, behind a barricade or something, and then you just go like, and now I'll shoot you with my, +2 to hit at 6 inch, totally ignore their cover, boom, and hopefully just blow their head off, and then your gun, and then obviously you're a gunfighter, so you got your second hand with like a whatever plasma pistol, for example, or a needle pistol or some shit, Yeah, well,
I think the thing that this has, like, it's quite rare for a pistol that's this good to have ammo for and not be scarce as well. Like, not having scarce is probably another plus over a plasma weapon.
Yeah, well, plasma is like 5+ right in the ammo, so this being 4+.
Yeah.
Again, very good. And this is great for fucking Necromunda as well. What Inquisitor doesn't want to have like some sort of insane black powder Architect pistol?
Yeah. One thing I'm thinking is, was there rules for what do they call it? Oh yeah, Inferno pistol. Yeah, there are Inferno. So we can compare it to the Inferno pistol that you can get from the
true, yeah,
the black market as well.
Yeah, a very good pistol.
Yeah, it doesn't have any to hit modifiers at any range, but it's got 6-inch short range, which is important for the melter trait. And it's strength 8, AP -3, D2, ammo 6+, melter scarce sidearm. So it's ammo 6+ and it's scarce.
Yeah.
Let me see. How much does that cost? That is getting
strength 8, neg 3, damage 3 is fucking loco there. Is it neg 2 or neg 3? Did you say?
Hang on, just looking at it. It's 100. So this is 145 credits, rare 12 for the Inferno pistol. So the Archeo pistol is better than that. It's cheaper, rather.
It's more rarer, but yeah, only slightly cheaper. Yeah. But the ammo is huge. Not being scarce. And
that's the worst thing when you've spent that much credits on a pistol and then you just like fail it and you go, well, can't use that for the rest of the game. Cool.
It's gonna be so good when you just like somebody charges you and then they don't kill you and then you just go like, aha, and then just blow their head off with this in close combat.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, interesting pistol, very good. Whether it's better than a plasma pistol's pretty fucking it's cheaper. There's a chance of just fucking killing you, obviously, with unstable. But I mean, this has a chance of being almost hitting as hard, doing that damage 3, just like with almost any shot, and you just need a 6 to wound, basically. So yeah, it's up there. I wouldn't say it's the most powerful pistol. Obviously, that's the Inferno pistol.
No.
And then
I feel like it is. It probably is better than a plasma pistol, but I don't know if it's 120 credits to 50 credits better.
But it's like I said earlier, it's one that you can take any time and just lord it over people. Like, oh, I have an Architect pistol. What have you got, peasant? And also, you've got those few extra little inches. Remember, it's 16 inches, so 4 inches more than just than a plasma pistol. 4 inches more than an auto pistol. And most of the other pistols. 4 inches more than a bolt pistol, even. Yeah. All right. Okay. Next up is a barbed flabellum. Do you know what a flabellum is, Sean? I did my homework and I searched flabellum earlier on Google.
I think I also looked it up on stage, but I've forgotten now.
It's in Christian liturgical use. It's a fan made of metal, leather, silk, parchment, or feathers intended to keep insects away.
Oh, interesting. Well, let me read the flavor text for it. Fans are a common sight in the Spire and an affectation of many highborn ladies. The barbed flabellum is a colourful collection of exotic Xenos feathers and rare fabrics, dazzling to look upon, but also filled with deadly toxic darts.
Whoa, toxic darts. Holy shit.
Cool. So it is a close combat weapon. It's got a 4-inch long range, so it's versatile. You are +2 to hit when engaged, +1 at that 4-inch, up to 4 inches. No strength, AP -2, no damage, no, because it's toxin. So you got melee, toxin, versatile for the traits. So
man, that's amazing.
Got a 4-inch versatile melee toxin. The -2 is pretty good for toxin.
Yeah.
And you're getting those pluses to hit at either range is pretty good as well.
Yeah, and then think about like the kind of fighter that you're gonna have this on. Obviously, you're not gonna have this on a Goliath guy, you know, like a fucking Goliath, movement 4 fucking slow boy. You're gonna have this on like super fast assassin style character, just that's able to do a 12-inch run or an 18-inch sprint or some shit like that, and get up close into people's shit and use that fan to just like suddenly just toxin everyone around them and that sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, this is amazing. So it's 80 creds and illegal 12. So it is illegal, but so I mean that means if you're a law-abiding gang, it's basically 14 for you. But
it's only for criminal highborn ladies.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, 80 creds. It doesn't seem bad for like that kind of rage.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
And you could have that. Imagine that on a leader or something along, and then also have a death maiden who has the the thing where she can get versatile up to her strength value, and then have her with a power sword or whatever. And then you have 2 versatile, fast moving characters that can just sneak around and chop people apart.
The death maiden has that special rule that boosts toxin weapons as well.
Oh yeah. Death Maiden poisons. Oh, and then there's all the Escher fucking poisoneering shit.
Yeah, true. Why not make that even worse? Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's cool. So hopefully we see more flabellums getting out there. Fucking barbed flabellums, just flicking darts at people. It's pretty cool. AP Neg 2 is fucking huge on that too. Like the bonus, like the short range engagement +2 to hit is pretty fucking insane. For a close combat weapon, like how many close combat weapons give you +2 to hit? Like it's pretty rare.
That's really good.
Within 4, that +1 to hit. So even like just a basic Escher character, for example, is hitting on 2s within 4-inch. And then AP Neg 2 on that as well for the toxin. So toxin plus AP Neg 2, and then whatever fucking poison shit that you stack on there. Just the basic what's it called, the toxin fucking thing that you can take.
The chemicals.
The chemicals. Yeah, there's a basic, just like chemical enhancement that reduces the toughness for your toxin roll.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Oh, Chemsynth. Oh,
yeah, sorry. Yep.
So straight up with a Chemsynth, you're going to be like doing, increasing that poison. So I think it's a cool, it's a very cool, and it's a classic like manga hentai style thing to have, like a fucking magic toxin fan. Is that Ninja Scrolls is the chick with the fan? Fanning it about?
Yeah, sounds like it.
I think so. Yeah.
There is a really cool. I actually have that model. There's a cool model from Warcry that's got a cool looking fan. That's like looks like it's made of knives. Something like
knived flabellum.
Yeah, I forget what they're called, but yeah, that's what I'll be using.
Yeah. All right. So good weapon. Obviously, like. Fits like Isha. This is Isha territory. Fits Isha pretty well. But there's no reason you can't have like a sexy Delac fan woman, fangirl, with part fish fangirl.
Yeah, now you're talking.
I mean, toxins. Yeah. It's going to be of way more use for some characters than others. I think.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That'd be a cool weapon in pit fight. I feel like just being able to like smash out a whole ton of toxin attacks. While staying out of range.
I think it'd be cool if this was just based on the fluff. It sounds like it shoots a heap of darts, so it'd be cool if this was rapid fire as well. But I guess we can't have everything.
Yeah, it only shoots as many darts as you have attacks.
The number of attacks you have anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can like buy that attack upgrade, get an extra attack. What is that, like 12 XP or something? And have more shots. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well. Cool. Yeah. Interesting. Next up, we have a thing called. Oh, now this is fucking crazy. So this is called Chameleon elixir.
Yeah, it's not chameleon. It's a different word.
Yeah, chameleon. It's chameleon elixir, crafted by the best Escher chemists. The chameleon elixir combines with the drinker's epidermal layers. Okay, to create an almost perfect camouflage. So you drink it, and then suddenly it comes out of your skin, and then makes your skin go camouflage. Especially if the user remains perfectly still or is not encumbered by heavy weapons or armor. So basically, maybe your skin goes like Drax from fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. And then you can just like
remain perfectly still and no one can see you.
Yeah, just stand up against some rocks and no one can see you. So a fighter equipped with the chameleon elixir may drink it at the start of any of their activations. For the do you reckon it's in a little shot glass with like foil on top? Remember those like you used to be able to get those shots at bottle shops, like cowboy shots?
It feels more like it's got a little cork stopper that you have to pull out.
Oh, you have to quaff it like a potion.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a classic potion quaff. Or it could be like a thing that's just like, you just like press a button and it injects it into your bloodstream or something maybe. But anyway, you can drink. Oh no, you have to drink it. Okay, yeah. So it's a classic quaff.
Yeah.
Okay, so you may drink it at the start of any of the activations. For the remainder of the battle, all ranged hit rolls against the fighter suffer a -2 modifier, while close combat hit rolls suffer a -1 modifier. What? Holy fuck. Additionally, if the fighter is not carrying a weapon with the unwieldy trait and has a 5 or worse armor save, not counting field armor, or if they did not move during their previous activation, they may only be targeted by ranged attacks if they are within 6 inches of the attacker.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Oh.
So they can still shoot, as long as they don't have an unwieldy weapon, they could still shoot until you just keep shooting until, like, you could have a bolt gun and just be ripping bolts into people.
Yep, why not?
Is it for the remainder of the battle? Is it like a one-use only thing? Like, what's...
Yeah, but...
75 creds.
It remains for the rest of the battle. There's no downside to it. I don't know why you wouldn't... It doesn't even cost an action to quaff.
Yeah. Is it one-use only, though? Like, it doesn't say that it's one-use only.
No, it doesn't. So it automatically refills at the end of the battle for the next one. This is 75 credits cost and illegal 10 for rarity. So illegal 10's not too bad.
Yeah, not even hard to get.
I think that's actually the lowest number of any of the things here. So pretty cool. Do you reckon this would stack with other minus to hit things?
Like if you had a chameleon cloak and a chameleon elixir.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the evade.
Oh yeah.
Because you don't count as being in cover, so.
No, you don't count. Yeah, true. Yeah, it's just an additional -2 to hit modifier. All ranged hit rolls suffer a -2 mod. Close combat, -1 mod. -1 mod in close combat as well is pretty fucking insane.
Yeah, that's good.
It's worth it just for that, just to quaff that before before an end battle, before a boss battle, or if you've had like a some kind of fucking problem with another gang in the campaign. You guys have been quarreling. You've been feuding the entire campaign, and then you finally you're gonna fight them in the final game. That's when you pull out the fucking Camoleon elixir and start quaffing them. Oh no, it seems pretty good. 75. If you get that every game, that's fucking out of control. That seems really good.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's the same. Wow. There is some skill. There are some.
Cloak is like 35 credits, I think, off the top of my head.
Oh, so much cheaper. What about the? There's a thing. It's not called a domino field. It's called the.
Oh yeah, actually, I've got the book of.
The spectral cloak or some shit like that.
Yeah, another one you're talking about. That is. Man,
we're not even like into the most craziest of this shit. That's what, some of this stuff is like way crazier than anything from any of the.
Holochromatic field.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Holochromatic field.
Oh yeah, so this would holochromatic field. Ranged attacks are also -2, and melee attacks are -1 hit. So it's the exact same thing, except it can be drained. Oh, hang on. It just says a holochromatic field cannot be combined with chameleon line cloaks or similar devices that make the wearer harder to see.
Oh, so yeah, I guess chameleon elixir.
So you can't combine it with that. Still.
Ooh, future proofing. That's some good future proofing. They did some good future proofing back then.
Legitimate future proofing. So a holochromatic field, for reference, is 100 credits, a legal 9. So more expensive. So it basically does the same thing, except the holochromatic field can
be seen in the dark.
Out. If you roll a B6, it on a 1 it stops working or something. So chameleon elixirs or chameleon elixirs better than that, and it doesn't prevent you from. It doesn't reveal you in the dark as well, which is not ideal.
This is a good one for, I think if you're a game master and there's some person who's always like, hey, what has this vending machine got anything? And you can just be like, I don't know, roll a d6. And then if they roll a 6, you can say, yeah, you get a flask of fucking Camoleon elixir.
You've got a mysterious flask. Do you want to quaff it and see what happens?
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. You want to quaff it? Yeah, so Escher chemists up to no good. That's pretty crazy that you could drink something and it would just like exude from your pores as like just like a resiny sort of shit maybe that looks rusty and dirty and stuff, and then you get hide better. That's fucking gross, right? Yeah. Now that's some cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's cool.
I wonder what happens if you,
especially for delay.
If you got some croc to drink it. Make like a chameleon croc. That'd be like instantaneously the most apex predator on the planet. The fucking chameleonic croc. All right. Okay.
So that's it. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. Well, you can like give pets drugs because if they're in under certain circumstances. So you have to negotiate to get them to quaff some chameleon elixir as well.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it's a cyberpunk setting. Like, as like my whoever's in charge of my at the moment my Goliath gang's Backwash. If Backwash is just like throws Bindi a can of some sort of beer, Bindi would just like crush it and just chew it up and drink the whole thing. So if you just threw like a Chameleon flask in its mouth, I'm sure she'd just drink it and be like, yeah. Anyway, okay, well, let's get into the next thing. Oh, and is there anything else we can get out of Camoleon elixir? I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not.
I
think just it's combining with those other things that give you minus to hit is pretty powerful.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like it's kind of like a good upgrade. Like you can imagine if you're trying to do like a gang, like if I was doing a gang of chuds, like I could just like buy these for my chud characters and then slowly just start forcing them all to like get on the fucking Tremolian elixir thing, and then just like narratively in the campaign it would be them just like, you know, mutating to be like fucking chameleonic.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So there's stuff that like you can do like that, where you just assume that like because it's a free action, it doesn't matter. You can just always say they're always drinking their Tremolian elixir as the first thing they ever do in the game. I mean, you just can't start with it. But, I mean, at the start of the battle, you can obviously like narratively that's just them standing there smoking cig before the battle, before they get to have a turn. So they're easily seen before they suddenly go invisible. All right. Okay. Anyway, let's keep moving. So the next one is Digi-multi-lasers. So a variant of the more mundane Digi-laser, the Digi-multi-laser, combines the potency of plasma, melter, and las energy into a single devastating beam. It might only have one shot, but one shot is usually all the wearer needs. So tell us the rules for this, because it sounds pretty good if it's every single thing all at once.
All right. So you've got it's a E to 4-inch versatile weapon. You got +2 to hit at the E range, so in base to base. It's strength 8, AP -4, D3, and it is Digi Melter single shot versatile.
That's so fucking
Digi
insane.
means that it essentially doesn't count. Well, I mean, it essentially you can carry it around as a free weapon. It doesn't take up a weapon slot, and you get 10 special slots for Digi weapons.
Yeah, it's like an extra attack whenever you do close combat. It's just an extra attack. So you could have so you could have like a whole ton of Digi, like 10 Digi weapons, and the normal Digi weapon is just like it's like range 4, but it's strength 1 or something. Yeah. So it's a classic thing to have on like a guy who's just unarmed, like, and then just give him a bunch of Digi weapons. So this is a fucking classic one, man. This is what I want to put on my my psychic stimmer, because he's like totally unarmed and he just like bashes people with telekinesis. But he could also have just like a whole bunch of rings, and then he could just have like eventually like one of these and just fucking get a lucky hit and just burn something in half or some shit. So it's 100 creds and rarity 11. So not super easy to get, but like
not too bad.
Yeah, it's not super easy to get, but it's also like everyone has that thing where they just roll like a double 6 and then you add your gang shit and suddenly you're at 17 or 18 or 20 or whatever because of your rep and stuff. So the later in the campaign, you get an extra point on for each 5 rep. If you've got 20, 25 rep or something like that, boom, super easy to get something like this. And you can have more than one.
So how does the single shot work for if you are using it with multiple attacks? Do you just get one attack with it?
Yeah, it just gets one attack on top of whatever. So you do your normal attacks and that.
Oh, because it's Digi. Yeah, it would just be that extra Digi shot. Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Like I was wondering if you do like one burst and then it's all spent.
Yeah, that's the problem. It is also only one, like one shot. I mean, if you're engaged with them, it's +2 to hit, so that's pretty good. So you can even have it on a guy that's not even that great in close combat. As long as they're 4+ to hit, they go down to 2+, which is the best you can do. And then you just use that the first chance you have, just fucking burn whatever the fuck you're fighting with that thing, and just get him the fuck off you. And then just be like, lol. Wait, does one shot? Does that mean one shot per battle, or is one single shot? That's not. There's a rule where
I think it's per battle. I think the limited is.
There's a rule where you have to burn them.
Yeah, I think that's limited. Where when you run out of ammo, it's got like you remove it from your card.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure single shot is like just once per battle, but like recharges.
Yeah, man, that's so good. That's the best insurance policy as well. And anyone can have one of these. You know, like you'd have this even on like your fucking Goliath Mega Slicer, all the way down to just like, you know, I'm just gonna put this on my witch to keep him safe. Just a really good chance of just like burning someone in half. And so if you're in close combat or within up to 2 inches of them, it's just fucking terminal. Just 2+ to wound. Oh, you're out. Like you roll auto skulls.
Yeah. And like. The beauty of it is that, like, if you want to, I mean, anyone can just be carrying a ring around, so you don't need a special model for it necessarily. You can just add it to your existing dude, and like you don't need to model a melter gun on his back or whatever. This is it's a DG weapon.
Yeah. I really want to make, just like the ultimate barehanded fighting guy, but also just chuck maximum digi-weapons on as well. Imagine having 2 of these. Wow. Fuck off. You just so good. Alright, okay. So that's digi-lasers, that's like a classic fucking thing. And like, obviously, if you're playing like Necromunda or whatever, every good Inquisitor has one of these, right? Just as like fucking backup.
Oh yeah. For sure.
All right. Now, tell us about this next one, which I think is possibly the most heinous thing in the game.
Draconic scales.
Mm-hmm.
A rare example of conversion field technology. Draconic scales incorporate dozens of tiny energy fields layered within a dermal bodysuit. Often worn under armor, it is proof against most weapons, negating their penetrative powers. A fighter equipped with draconic scales cannot have their armor save modified or negated by any rule or trait.
Oh, yeah. Man, think about how fucking insane that is. Like, your phase weapon days are over, Delac. Fuck you. Like, you get a 2+ save against all that shit.
Well, I got web weapons as well. So
oh, yeah. I mean, you could always web them. But if they have a 2+ armor save and that, holy shit. You can like you can like power can't get through it. Like nothing that can just negate it. So I mean, there's a bunch of fucking weapons. I think like the sonic weapon has like a ignores armor shot or possibility. Power swords. Fucking like things like needle pistols and other weapons have like high AP. Oh boy, I think this is the craziest item in here because, like, if you have that on it, like, on just an ultimate fighter guy, holy shit! You can get 2+ save against the las cannons and plasma cannons, anything. So draconic scales, it's too high. Okay, so it is one of the most fucking pricey things in the game. So it's 250 points and a legal 14.
14, yeah.
Which makes it fucking out of control, very hard to get, but that's totally worth it, man. Like all the stuff that just ignores.
Well, it definitely would have been on Steve's shopping list when he was making juice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like think about like Delac with their phase weapons that ignore armor. Can't do that. We have special undersuit. Whatever the fuck it was called. What was it? Dozens of tiny energy fields. Holy fuck. I just imagine like a really harsh close combat character with that, and it would just be like...
Yeah. Well, the other thing that would get through would be gas weapons. Because they don't ignore your armor save.
You just have to rely on the trio of cheat weapons. Gas, Blaze, and... what was the other one? Gas,
Blaze.
Gas, Blaze, and Web. Yeah, Gas, Blaze, and Web, yeah. A trio of cheat weapons. Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, I mean, still, it's still very good for most weapons in the game. Okay.
Just thinking of all the things.
Well, I'll enjoy my phase while it lasts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, think about that for pit fighting, right?
Yes.
Somebody can just purchase like a 2+ save against all your shit, and then you have to and then you'd have to swap your weapons, and then fuck. How would you know? You turn up with your phase weapons, and then they've secretly turned up with a draconic scales, and you're fucked. Suddenly, you're just wait, I should have chopped you in half 5 times by now. What the fuck? And they're like, I'm wearing an undersuit, motherfucker. And you're like, oh, god damn it. You rolled a fucking 14? No way. Alright, okay. So, let's move on to the next thing. So, yeah, that's fucking out of control. In a narrative sense, if you want a character that's extremely hard to kill, take that on a character. Make sure you're Inquisitor, or if you have some fucking harsh, high-level dude who's the characters might have to meet up with, and you don't want him to just get easily killed, chuck one of those on. Chuck on the draconic scales. And then, yeah, in an endgame environment where you have just 250 creds laying around and a really high illegal roll, definitely put that on one of your characters. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Might be one of them.
If you've got...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so to make use of it, obviously, you need to invest in a bunch of armor as well. So
yeah, but that's just that's child's play.
You need to take that into account.
So think about remember when we used to play against fucking Juice? The harshest thing about Juice wasn't that you couldn't pin him and he had that fucking saw on a wire that he'd swing around, whatever that was.
You could run 24 inches or something.
Yeah, he'd run 18 inches and then do a rotary flensing saw or whatever the fuck it was. But that wasn't the harshest thing. The harshest thing was he had that reflector cloak that killed the AP of Las, Plaz, and other weapons. And that was only Las, Plaz, and other weapons. Think about what he's talking... Think about this dragon scales. It's cutting the AP. Mm-hmm. It's cutting the AP on fucking everything. Oh, yeah. So, how much is that reflex shroud? Can we find out how many points that is? Because this is reflex shroud's fucking, insane angle from the waist. Because I used to be like, fuck you, Juice, and I'd drop a maximal plasma cannon on his head and roll a 2+ to wound, and then he'd be like, well, instead of neg whatever, because I have a reflex shroud, I get a 3+.
Reflex shroud is a mere 30 credits. We're at 8.
30 credits, we're at 8. Okay, so this is 250 illegal 14, yeah. But yeah, it's fucking massively. Okay. Alright, next up we've got the Hemophagic Blade. So, what are the more horrific weapons to come out of Lord Helmor's armories? The Hemophagic Blade is triggered by the blood of its intended target, creating a potent and utterly deadly neurotoxin keyed specifically for them. Hemophagic Blade, triggered by the blood of its intended victim.
There was a recent movie or TV show where this was a plot thing.
Hemophagic Blade?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Oh, really?
Oh, they were really a virus that was programmed to kill certain people. Damn, I can't remember what it was now.
Well, yeah, seems fucking pretty crazy. So, the rules for this one are... It's just a sword. So it's +1 to hit. Strength as user. AP neg 2. Damage nothing. Ammo save nothing. Hemophagic. Melee toxin. And hemophagic is... Oh, wait, need to go to the next page. When resolving a toxin attack with this weapon, add a +1 modifier if this weapon has previously hit the target. +1. Okay, so...
Okay.
Does that mean you roll one attack? If it hits, then your second attack gets +1, and the third attack gets +1? I guess.
I feel like it would need to be in a following round of combat, but ask your friendly arbitrator.
Yeah, because you roll them all at the same time, right?
You roll them all at the same time, yeah. You do the I hit you with the first attack, and that maybe hit you with my next attack.
Yeah. Okay. So the second round, basically, you're going down to toxin. Against a normal guy, it's 2+. Oh, sorry, 3+. Then you go into 2+.
Yeah. So this is 150 creds and illegal 13, which
I don't see
a bit overpriced.
Yeah, I don't see why.
Yeah.
For 150 cred? I mean, what? It doesn't actually say it's a sword. It doesn't have parry or anything, so it's probably just a knife. Like it does. It just says, just a horrific weapon, blade.
So I mean, it's I don't know. Without parry, I feel like I'd rather take a stiletto sword, which is doing very similar. What's a stiletto sword AP? Where are we going? It's only AP -1, so it is better than stiletto sword for AP.
Yeah, the AP2 is good. The AP2 is good. The +1 to hit's good. Grades. But yeah, the not having a parry or anything. I guess it's a good offhand weapon, maybe.
It's useless against someone with draconic scales.
Chuck a few stabs in. Well, you still just toxin them if they fail their 2+ save.
True.
I don't know. Do you think it's even a good offhand weapon? Like, do you have this and then a power sword?
Not for 150 creds.
Yeah, what the fuck? I don't get it.
It's way too expensive.
This is one of those I don't get it. Wait. The AP okay, maybe the angle is you take the AP2, which is really good, and then you use esoteric chemistry to make it better. So.
Yeah, that's true. And again, because it's toxin, it would work with chem synths and everything. So maybe still, I don't know. It seems too expensive to me, and especially how rare was it again? It was like high rare.
Yeah, why would you take this when you could take the flabellum?
Illegal 13. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Flabellum's way better.
The flabellum's AP neg 2 as well. The flabellum's neg 2 as well.
Yeah. Flabellum is much better because that. What is it? Hemophagic doesn't even come into play until the next time you attack that person. So
this has +2 to hit short and +1 to hit and +1 to hit long, and then the other one is just +1 to hit. So yeah, it's miles better, and it's cheaper too, isn't it? The barbed flabellum's only 80.
It's almost half the price.
Hemophagic blade is 100. I don't get it. This is maybe it's future proofing, but yeah.
No, I think yeah, I think this is probably the worst thing.
But it's only in a vacuum. Maybe it's okay. Oh no, it's so expensive. Like, it's just too expensive for what it does compared to these other and compared to what these other items do. It doesn't do anything. It's just a fucking poison dagger. Like, whatever. Okay.
Actually, the other thing that is AP -2 and toxin is a venom claw that the death maidens have. Which does not cost 150 creds. I don't know what it costs, but it's not 150 creds. So, yeah.
No, it's a cool item. It's a cool item. Like if you roll that on a random treasure thing, a hemophagic blade. Yeah.
Yes, and this would be that's true. That it would be cool for that. And then then I would rather sell it for the high cred value that I would get.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Okay. Next up is Mirror Aegis. So a Mirror Aegis is typical of the noble trickery common to the Spire. The field projects an image of the wearer to a nearby location, drawing away enemies or getting them to turn their backs before the wearer strikes. So this is like the classic fucking thing that Loki has in the MCU.
Yeah. Definitely.
And like it's a pretty classic cyberpunk trope, just being able to put a hologram there, and then they're like, "Oh damn it, it was a hologram the whole time." Pretty classic. So what does this one do, Sean?
The first time a fighter equipped with a Mirror Aegis is hit by an attack, before wound rolls or armor saves are made, roll a d6. On a 1, resolve the attack as normal, then roll again the next time the fighter is hit by an attack. On a a 2+, the attack is negated, and the fighter may be placed anywhere within 6 inches of its current location, and the mirror aegis cannot be used again in this battle.
Whoa!
So it's a 1-use, 2+. What's that?
Displace a shot, basically.
Yeah, displace a field.
Okay, but how much is? Let's have a look. How much it is? So, mirror aegis, 125, illegal 12. That's not bad. Like that's, especially that might be the one time that you actually take a hit. You know, that might be a 2+ against their las cannon shot that allows you to cross that gap and then get into cover. You know.
Yeah, I think it'd be particularly good if you have it on a fighter, and but a big part of their power relies on them getting the charge. So if they get charged, you basically flicker out, and then next activation you'll get to charge in and benefit from that. Yeah,
and it's like fucking the way it's worded, like in a ZM. On 2+, attack is negated, and the fighter may be placed anywhere within 6 inches of its current location, and the mirror aegis cannot be used again in this battle. By the wording on that, you could use it to just
displace a field. The displace a field's random, isn't it? It goes in a random. You got to roll scatter.
Yeah, you roll scatter. Yeah, and then it goes. And then it goes.
So this is better than that.
Yeah, the strength of the weapon inches in that direction. And it stops if it hits shit, though.
So this is better than that because you get to control where it
this you just place it. So you could be standing next to a door just being like, do, please don't shoot me. And they shoot you with a las pistol. And then you just 2+, I'm through the door. Bye-bye. And then the door's still shut.
Or why not? Or on the next platform even.
Or through a wall. Or drop down. Yeah, drop down through a level. Like, you might do a huge mega run. And then you're on top of a rig or something. And then you got a 2+ save, and then you're free because you drop 6 inches down or something. Whew, man, so many options there. That's so fucking good. It's only 125 points. That's fucking amazing for a character that already has really good movement things, like being able to just risk being in the open for a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, yeah, I guess that's it as well. If it's a ranged attack and you get hit by it, and you are a melee character, you can teleport 6 inches closer to the person that shot you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Imagine if you had this plus a flabellum. You could teleport 6 inches, be within 4 inches of them, and next time you activate, you just immediately flabella them and then run them back around a corner.
Yeah.
Hit some poison darts and then just run around the corner. Or imagine if you had a falsehood and this. So when it finally got to the end of turn 2 and you had to break your falsehood, then you're just aha, I've got 2+ save, and then you just disappear. That'd be so fucking annoying. Falsehood plus this.
That's pretty cool.
That'd be peak fucking annoying.
I guess it is a bummer that you can only use it once per battle, but
it's
pretty good.
But it's for that key time, when you've got to you've got to risk you've got to be in the open for one turn, when you got a knocked ghoul or something.
Well, but it has to be the first time they're hit.
Yeah, but think about how many. I'm just thinking about how many times you deploy a knocked ghoul and then he's standing there and I'm I'm gonna shoot your fucking knocked ghoul, and then you're damn it, and I'm boom, and then he's down. Whereas if you're just 2+, suck shit, and then you disappear.
Yeah, that is true. All right, yeah, I'll get it for him then.
No, damn it. I'm gonna figure some other fucking. I'm gonna have to
draconic scales.
Yeah, draconic scales. I'm just gonna pull the draconic scales, the ultimate escalation. Yeah. I feel like that's what our next pit fighting thing is, just gonna be people trying to get 250 creds so they can get draconic scales.
Yeah, totally.
All right.
That's a power move.
So that's all right. Okay, next one. Oh, second last one. This is ridiculous. So this one's called psychophamine pheromone. Psychophamine pheromone. Perfumes, incense, and aromas fill the gilded halls of the spires. Many crafted to sway the emotions or minds of those who smell them. Psychofamilial pheromones work to make those close to the wearer see them as a loved one, usually just before the wearer drives a knife into their chest. So when a model attempts to target a fighter equipped with the am I saying it right? Psychofamiliar?
I don't know, but that sounds good to me.
Psychofamiliar pheromones with a ranged or close combat weapon, whilst they are within 3 inches of them, including attacks made as part of a charged double action, they must first make a willpower test. If the test is passed, the attack is resolved as normal. If the test is failed, no attack is made, and the action is wasted. So they basically, if they're within 3 inches, they have to take a willpower check. Otherwise, they just waste their attack. That's pretty good. That's like fear.
So that almost is 150 creds, illegal 12.
Could you stack that with fear? Because like fear is if
I was just wondering that.
Well, fear goes at a separate time. So fear is when they go to do a charge.
Yeah.
They have to take it, right? And if they fail it, then they just don't charge. Whereas, so if they somehow manage to pass that, then they get in close combat with you. They've got to take another willpower check because they're just like, oh, he's so sexy. Like, oh, he's so fucking scary. Oh, he's so sexy close up there. And then just like, I'm just going to prance towards you with my chest to bed.
Yeah, that's true. That's
so like a stack of a fear / pheromone stack.
Yep.
And you know what you do? Put both of those on one of those mask guys too, from the blood butcher guys.
Doesn't this a psychic familiar let you ignore stuff with willpower? Oh, that's your own willpower test that you're using. That's different, but yeah. I don't know. This seems good, but you are relying on a willpower test. I guess some gangs have got worse willpower than others, so
yeah,
it's good against Goliath.
Yeah, you got to do your research on those willpower checks. Like Goliath, definitely shit willpower. But I mean, even just a normal like Scum's willpower is only 7+ or something, right? Like it's only, I can still.
Yeah, but then are you really scared of getting attacked by just low-level dudes?
Man, any guy can just shank you with the fucking knife.
With a knife when you think you love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know. I think there's other things I'd spend my money on before this.
So it's just draconic scales.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. I like the idea of just stacking it. And it's also for me like anything that doesn't like this, the rings, the fucking shit that you quaff, the potion you quaff, anything that doesn't actually have to be like something sculpted onto the model is something that I think's really good. So the just telling people like, well, I've got exotic pheromones on me, man, and they're like, fuck. Like, I think that's pretty fun.
Again, it's another cool thing to pick up in a mystery box.
Yeah, and it's a total dirty trick as well. Like that's when it's going to come into when it's going to come into play is in that last game of the campaign when that leader finally charges you, and then then you're like, take a willpower check. I'm sexy, man. I've got Sex Panther, and then I've got Sump Panther or whatever, and they're like, oh fuck. It's gonna be good. That's when you want it. You want it for one of those last games, just as a final fuck you.
Is there something that reduces enemy willpower? Is there a psycho power?
I'm actually not sure.
Probably not.
I know I went through to see if there was any skills or items or anything that increase willpower, and there's basically nothing. There's no spells or anything. There's no. I think you can use gene smithing basically to upgrade willpower.
Right. Yeah. Well, just a regular.
There was one campaign where fucking Steve had that whatever it was, some kind of terrifying character, and I went down the route of I was saving up creds to just gene smith like a high like a super low willpower. I think I could get down to willpower 4+ or something like that. And I was like literally just gonna like Gene Smith up a fucking specific character with low willpower just to go and fucking smash him with a hammer. Alright, okay, so last one. So yeah, that's the pheromone. Next, the last one, last but not least, is the classic from V2, version 2, 40k. I'm not sure if it's been in 40k since then. I know, like, I made up a card for it in our campaigns in 30k, and a couple of events, people could get the Vortex grenade card as a reward from doing a quest or whatever during one of our campaign days. But yeah, now there's rules for it in Necromunda, which is crazy. So, do you want to tell us the fluff for this? Sure.
Sure. An ancient and terrible weapon, the Vortex Grenade literally rips a hole in reality. Once the breach has been made, there is no telling what might happen next. Sometimes the breach collapses, sometimes it grows, and sometimes it takes on a sentience of its own. So it is war gear and has the following.
It's a weaponized sentient breach, yeah.
Yeah.
Classic weaponized
Vortex
sentient
Grenade, you've got. So it is a. Oh, it doesn't actually have the grenade rule, but I'm sure it is intended to do that. So it's strength times 3 for the long range. It has blast 3-inch, limited single shot vortex. I guess it doesn't need to have the grenade rule because it's a single shot. But yeah, there you go. And it's limited, so this is as soon as you with limited and single shot, that is you use it and then it's gone for good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Vortex, the Vortex rule. A fighter who is hit by a weapon with the Vortex trait must make an initiative test. If successful, move them the shortest distance to avoid the blast marker, otherwise they immediately go out of action. Any obstacles touched by a Vortex blast master also removed from the battlefield. If a vehicle is hit by a weapon with the Vortex trait, they are immediately wrecked and removed from the battlefield.
Yeah.
After working out the effects of an attack with a weapon with the Vortex trait, leave the blast marker on the battlefield. At the start of each end phase, roll on the Vortex stability table for each Vortex blast marker. So 1 to 2, the Vortex vanishes. 3 to 4, Vortex stays there. And then 5 to 6, you move it d6 plus 2 inches in a random direction. And then, yeah, obviously people get hit by it. So, yeah
that's so fucking cool.
Hang around on anything other than 1 or 2 is pretty good.
Yeah. 3+ to just like hang around. 5+ it just fucking goes crazy. It just starts moving around, eating up shit. Some think about like some ZMs and stuff that are super crowded. Like imagine just someone just like launching that in one of our ZM narrative games where everyone's in this massive room shooting each other. Just starts eating up a whole team.
Those situations where you get that pyromancer spell lobbed on you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is much worse.
The one thing I will say though is you only have to pass an initiative check and you're fine. So I mean,
well, that's true. Yeah.
Don't be slow, yeah. But initiative or fucking out of action is pretty crazy. Like.
Yeah, I mean, and wrecking vehicles straight away. Not that we're super familiar with the vehicle rules, but that's very good.
It would seem that some of those vehicles, especially that quad, the quad thing is worth a lot of creds. It would seem like wrecking that would be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
How much does this fucking cost as well?
It is 500 credits, illegal 16. So I think that makes it tied with 500 credits is what isn't that what the chrono crystals cost as well? For no
I think the chrono crystals only 250, aren't they?
Oh yeah, you might be right actually. Yeah. I
think this is by far the most expensive thing in the game, like 500 creds.
Yeah.
And then what was it? 16 illegal 16? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is. I think that's the rarest thing ever.
Yeah,
but I don't think anything else is 16, is it?
Yeah, but you got to have stuff like that so that the players come up with ingenious ways of obtaining it. just because like in a campaign where you might be picking on someone like Steve, for example, you might just decide, like one or two of you might just get together and go, hey, let's save our money, we'll get a vortex grenade, and whoever plays him next has to just like destroy his fucking main vehicle with a vortex grenade, you know? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
For revenge and that sort of thing. Remember, for ages, it was the thread needle worms. The thread needle worm was the greatest agent of destruction. Now this one's pretty good as well, I think. But
yeah, Chrono Crystal is 500 credits, but it's only illegal 14.
Oh, it is. Shit.
It has very limited uses unless you're working it into the campaign.
Yeah, this has like one use, and you could fuck it up as well. Like you just missed the throw.
Well, that's true. Yeah. But yeah, very cool. This is like you'd want to take it just because how cool it is, really.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on like the one of those jump pack or luck guys. Just like, here, take this. Go and fucking throw it at the enemy lip. Yeah, so yeah, mass destruction.
Late game.
Yeah. Take an initiative check or just removed is pretty crazy. There's obviously like a lot of stuff that'll just be like, don't care. But there are also a pile of shit that like that they're failing that on a 3+, for example, things like Ogrins or ambles and things like that, right?
Yeah, but also you could chuck a stun grenade at them to reduce their which one? Whichever grenade reduces their initiative. Is that a flash grenade? Yeah. Oh, I can't remember now.
There's a photon flash flare, which takes away their ready marker.
You want it stun grenade? You want, because that's concussion. Anything that's concussion reduces initiative by 2.
Oh, okay. So you
chuck that on someone, and then chuck a vortex grenade,
and then vortex on. Oh yeah, okay. There you go. So it's just like it's a multi attack that you need to do. Although if you're in range, you could move up, throw stun grenade. Boom! If that goes off, then you use your what's that card? There's a card where you can just choose a character and they lose their marker, and then you can give a marker to a character, and then you give it to that guy, and then he goes, "Okay, time for a fucking vortex grenade now." Boom. It's called like triple thread or bait and switch or something. I think it's bait and switch. Yeah, bait and switch. But you just need stun grenades and a vortex grenade and bait and switch. Boom, done. And then put that on an act ghoul, so you're like hitting on 2s. Right? Are they BS2? Not cool? Or 3? Might be 3.
No, they're BS3.
Oh yeah. Still pretty good.
Well, they might even be BS4. I think 3. But yeah. Pretty good.
I mean, that's only like a 700 point knock ghoul. Probably want to put dragon scales on him too, make him 950. And then that Aegis and that Mirror Aegis for another 125. So what's that about? Almost 1,000 creds with the guy.
Yeah, like these are all the things that you spend money on when you just have way too much money, I think. Which makes sense. They're from the Spire. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Except, yeah, I think that I would probably, the Archaeotech dueling pistol is like super like stylish and cool. To have like a leader with one of those would be really rad. That 120 cool. Cred price is just so huge.
It is too, yeah. But there are a lot of other exotic weapons that are also pretty expensive. So it's true. It is like.
Yeah, it's just that they could get like a plasma cannon.
If you're in the market for those prestige weapons, this is.
Yeah, and then definitely like I think that Digi multi-laser is fucking amazing. The Mirror Aegis really good, and then obviously Vortex Grenade the fucking massive cash sink at the end, just to like, because people are gonna like, there's gonna be like campaigns where there's just multiple vortex grenades going around as well, right? Just like you gotta try and vortex your vortex guy before you vortex mine. Oh, that could be like fucking like a new dude, I just had the best idea. It's the next iteration of fucking running Juve. It's just called Vortex Juve, and everyone's just a Juve with a vortex grenade. So you gotta awesome. Do you vortex grenade the guy who comes near you before can you preemptively vortex him? Because like once you've thrown your vortex, if you miss, he could just easily vortex you. But then maybe he won't vortex you. So then it just becomes like, I don't know. I'll think about it. All right. Well, yeah. That's been the the Spire Black Market. Pretty interesting. Some nice, good stuff on there. Do you think that there could be a Spire legal trading post of just like Spire generic items? Magic water flask, etc. I guess there's already.
Maybe. Why not?
I don't know. Maybe we just don't know. Don't know enough about these exemplary battles. Don't know what's going to come out. But yeah. So there's.
I feel like it's for it to have made its way down Hive. It's got to be on the black market. Otherwise, it should be restricted to the Spire. Like it's not like people. This is stuff that's found its way down from the Spire, right? Or is it?
So it says
no one's going to the Spire to buy something and then come back down.
So it says Spire Black Market. The staggering wealth of the Spire means its noble residents can afford almost anything their hearts desire. On a world as cruel and as dangerous as Necromunda, this often means custom crafted blades, esoteric off-world weaponry, and cunning defensive war gear, all intended to protect the wearer from assassination. These artifacts were never intended to leave the Spire, though sometimes the impossible happens and a genuine article falls into the hands of an Underhive gang leader. Okay, so they're just part of the black market, essentially.
Yeah, so if you lived in the Spire, then this would all just be on the trading post.
Yeah, they'd just be normal everyday shit.
Spire, it is the black market.
Yeah, that's cool. So, yeah, I love it. Hopefully they do some more markets. It'd be cool if there was like is there a separate ash waste market place or anything like that with crazy ash waste shit? Seems like there should be a good one. Seems like there should be like a dirt mart where you can buy like cheap bullshit out in the dirt mart. And then, there's got to be other trading posts in different places, right? I'm sure like the trading post in the Isolene is like totally crazy as well. And then like if you go down to the Sump City, I'm sure like there's a different trading post for like sump areas and things like that. So it's good. I'm enjoying all of this trading stuff. The more trading post shit, the better. Some people accuse the game of having too much bloat, but it's only if you just say, let's use everything, which is crazy. Why would you do that? Fucking, if you're an adult, just organize your games. Yeah, organize it so that you have fun. Why would you like organize a thing where no one's having fun? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think that from our campaigns, there's definitely been like people have purchased some of the more exotic options available from the black market and then sort of regretted it later when everyone has sort of decided that they must be destroyed for their use of it.
Yeah, turned on them.
Yeah, so just be wary of that when you are buying some heinous shit from the Spire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, be very, very careful. Don't tell anyone that you've got it until it's on the table. That's the number one thing, is don't tell anyone you bought it until you're literally... like, you don't want anyone to know you've got a Vortex grenade, because then you start full Cold War shit, where everyone's trying to find out who's got everything, right? You just don't tell anyone until you're literally throwing it at their leader.
I feel like the only... I feel like the only one that people are going to just say it's terrible bullshit is Draconic Scales, but maybe the Digi-Multi lasers would fall into that as well, where it's just like, I'm going to charge this dude that looks like he's got no weapons. Cool. Yeah, okay, you melted. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's part of being an Underhive, man. Might just charge the wrong person sporting a fan, and then suddenly they're just flicking fucking poison needles in your face. Like shit can go bad in the Underhive. It can go bad fucking super quickly. All right, cool.
Sure.
Well, I think that's all for this episode. It's been good talking about Necromunda again. Although, definitely, I was definitely a bit patchy with trying to remember some of these rules and things. It's just been so many rules from like Horus Heresy coming out, and so many universal special rules to learn and then remember, and then try and remember if I'd remembered them right and stuff like that. So we'll get a bit better, but yeah, I think next time Liam's on, we'll have a chat and figure out what we're going to cover next, because we've still got like lots of trading post stuff to talk through.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Feeling
and
good.
Obviously, don't forget to buy Quartermaster. So if you're running a campaign, if your gang is in a campaign, if you're running a gang in a campaign, #Black Quartermaster, you can run it just out of your phone. Super easy to just like bring up a screen with a summary of your gang and everything like that. And in the new version, you can do stats and things like that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The when you get advancements, the stats get modified. When you're putting war gear on that gives you boosts, that it all gets modified, so you can see what that is.
Oh yeah, so hot. I actually updated I think my iPad's updated actually. I'll have to download the latest version. Yeah, I haven't updated my phone. I'm like too scared to update the OS on my phone because it just slow, and like you know what Apple's like. But I've got it on my iPad, so I'm gonna get on there and upload my gangs and start editing them and stuff like that. But yeah, Quartermaster's fucking really great. I use it for. I mean, everyone uses it. Everyone we know basically uses it for list hammer. And you know, I was just sitting there the other day doing like 8th edition list hammer, and then I switched over to doing something for Titanicus or something like that, and I was just like, man, this is so good. It's all in the one app. Boom. Perfect. So yeah, good work on the app, and everyone go out and buy it. It's on what's on the Apple iTunes store.
The App Store. Yeah.
Sorry, the App Store. Yeah, the App Store. Go get it. All right, cool. Thanks everyone for listening. See you down the drains.